The Indiana Fever were back at Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Saturday afternoon. First time having a home game in several weeks after they wrapped up a trip that included 5 straight games on the road. And this was against the New York Liberty, a team they were very familiar with. They played them for the 4th time in their first 22 games. And so their season series is wrapped up. Last time didn't end so well for the Fever as they were wrapping up a brutal stretch during their schedule. They didn't have much energy in New York, and both Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston ended that game back in the locker room due to injuries. Now this time, the Fever were coming off a 2-day break. They had some practice time. They were ready for this Liberty team who are atop the league standings. And here was Christy Sides before the win.
I've got a lot of talent in that room. These guys have been through some pretty tough adversity, and they've handled it, and they keep growing and getting better. I have all the confidence in the world that they can go out and compete against New York, Vegas, Phoenix.
The Fever won this one 83-78. They did so in front of the most rowdy Fever crowd I think we've seen all season long. It was another sellout, but that's nothing new for this Caitlin Clark-led team. And it all started with how they got things going. They led 8-0 to start the game, 12-3. They had a 24-18 advantage after one. A much different start for this Fever team than we have seen against the Liberty and throughout other games across the league. Now, the team fell behind by double digits in the fourth quarter, but unlike, again, previous matchups, they didn't allow for that to get to them. They hung around and then responded. They outscored the Liberty 28-16 in that fourth quarter.
We're definitely playing good basketball. I feel like we're definitely finding some confidence in what we're being able to do out there on the court. We're playing together better. But I think the biggest difference for us has been when teams make runs, we don't crumble. I think, what did the Liberty get up? Their biggest lead was 11 there in the third, and we just found a way to stay resilient and kind of close the gap, or that might have even been in the fourth quarter. We always believed we were in the game, and for us, I think that's where we've kind of been able to change our mindset and really just stay together and attack it together. And when we got down 6 with 3 minutes to play, that's nothing for us. That's 2 possessions, and that's exactly what it was. The next 2 possessions after that timeout, I had an and one, and then Kelsey comes down and hits 3, and the game's tied up just like that, and we really don't look back after we got it tied. So just proud of our group for our resiliency.
And defense was the key in that fourth. We saw Lexi Hall, when her name was called, she delivered, played the entire fourth quarter, played nearly a season-high 19 minutes off the bench, and gave them great minutes in that fourth quarter where they strung together stops, where they held the Liberty to just 6 points over the final 6 minutes there and ultimately scored a 12-0 run to go ahead and maintain that lead en route to the victory.
Yeah, there was a lot of communication. We tried some different schemes, everyone just being ready for that. I just think we defended well the whole game. They hit tough shots. They're a great team, but for us to really lock in and lock down those last few minutes, especially those last possessions, was great for us.
Had some really good growth moments. We only scored 15 in the second, 16 in the third, and at times like that in the past, we really, when our offense wasn't working, we didn't play as well defensively, and that wasn't the case tonight. We went up another notch defensively and then was able to close out with, I think, 28 in the fourth. So just credit to these guys. Played a hell of a game.
And there was a highlight, a memorable one early in the fourth quarter as Caitlin Clark recorded the first triple-double by a rookie in league history. And yes, there is a lot of history in this league over almost 30 years. And on top of that, it was the first triple-double in Fever franchise history. She has come close before within a rebound or 2 several times, but tonight ultimately finishing with 19 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists, and a whole lot more in this one. And she's done that a lot in her career, not just here, until this 22nd game when she was able to get it done. And after the game, didn't mean much to her. She said she was just proud of getting the win. She was proud of the way in which her and her teammates played out there, though it didn't stop teammate Aaliyah Boston from giving her a love and hyping her up a little bit as she was due.
Honestly, I'm just happy we won. Like I've said, I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. I want to be able to, I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and just go in transition and find my teammates and set them up. But obviously 13 assists, that means my teammates made 13 shots on my passes, so that goes to them. But I don't know.
She's so humble, isn't she?
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's great. I don't know.
Pretty cool, Caitlin.
Now, while the Fever made a huge run late in the game, 15-3, 19-6 over the final 6 minutes, we saw a key sequence in the last couple of minutes. First, it was Clark scored off the glass. It was an and one. She made that free throw, and the Fever in this one finished 12 of 14 from the free throw line, something head coach Christy Sides liked. And on top of that, the very next sequence, after the team got a stop, it was Kelsey Mitchell with a three-pointer to tie the game at 55 after a Caitlin Clark rebound and assist. And then later on, how about that? Lexi Hall, who's in there for her defense, providing a key layup, all part of that 15-3 run by the Indiana Fever. So they went from down 7 to up 4. That was 11 straight points, 11-0 run as they got stops and spiraled it into a positive at the other end, all while keeping the New York Liberty to below 24% from three-point land, going 10 of 41. Now, this team fought differently this game. It felt like they had a very different attitude about them and how they finished shots, how they attacked the rim, how they played and read the opponent's defense. Christy Sides said as such post-game.
They have been working towards this moment. They fought through some tough times, but just really proud of my players for this. They just won't give in. They won't, they just keep wanting to learn. They keep showing up. I keep saying it. The resiliency that they show, the chemistry that they have on the court, how that just keeps getting better. And that just takes time. That takes time. And these guys are finding ways. Caitlin with her first, the triple-double tonight. My gosh, that's incredible. Incredible. First in, is it league history for a rookie, franchise history? I mean, we just keep growing. I thought Lexi Hall came in and did an excellent job tonight for us. Today, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting it was an early game.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say Damaris Dantas came in, went 3 for 3. She's only had one practice with us once we've put her in our group. So she's learning on the fly as well, but just 3 big shots for us, especially that baseline out of bounds slip that she had was huge.
And after the game, I thought it was notable in front of a sellout crowd and millions watching on CBS. The song they played was, "Hey, look, Ma, I made it." And I thought that was key and interesting because it wasn't just this win that stood out for this current stretch by the Fever. Just a couple of games ago, they did it against a very good Phoenix Mercury team on the road, and they hung in their last game against the Las Vegas Aces, though crumbling and coming up short in that fourth quarter. They've had several performances this season that are frustrating. We've heard Christy Sides point to the loss to Chicago several times over the last couple of weeks, but this is one that they want to build upon. Same to go with the Phoenix Mercury. That's 2 wins in the last 3 games against very good teams, and this one ups their record to 9-13 on the season. Now, in the locker room post-game, the players were looking for more games off. They had 2 days off before this game, a much more comfortable stretch than they were used to in the first month of the season when they played 11 games in 19 days. And now they have 3 more days between games, set to host the Washington Mystics right here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse Wednesday at noon. Reporting at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, I'm Scott Agness for FieldhouseFiles.com.